Well, hello, this is Shiva. This is episode 6 of my 8-ball series. And as usual, I try to start with some housekeeping. And the first thing I have to say is it's really nice that I don't actually have to apologize for the sound quality, because apparently I'm coming through quite clearly. This may be a little lower because this is very late at night and my girlfriend is sleeping. So, you can kind of understand that. The second thing is I figured I'd better show you a picture of the actual game. And there you go. This is the arcade version. This came out in 1977, and it doesn't look really all that special, does it? Yeah. Now you know why the last video I was thinking about sort of expanding things a little bit. I really don't want to have to redo all of the graphics, the playfield, or the plastics if I make too many changes. So I'm just going to keep the design and just add little things here and there. And so, well, I might as well show you what I've actually done here. And there's the game. And I'm going to hit tab so you can see it a little bit better in table view. And as you can tell, I've worked a little bit on the center target, but I've also added 2 drop targets, one on each side in front of the stand-ups. Just give the player a little bit more to shoot at. Give me the ability to expand the rules a little bit too as well. We can tie in both the drop targets and the drop targets, and if you get all 4 of them within a ball, it's going to work. We'll maybe give them a special score of some kind or another. The other thing here is, in case you are noticing the other change, I had to redo that top loop again. I just didn't like the way the ball was playing, and the only way to make the ball play close to the way I wanted it to play was to add another object so I can sort of guide the ball to what I want it to actually do. So that's the reason why I did in fact do a version of this. I recorded it, and unfortunately I have decided to delete that, and because I was kind of getting very, very frustrated with that particular loop in getting it to do what I wanted to do. So, and then I started being quite a bit negative about a couple of other things, like after I tested it in this view, I went back to my edit view, and all my graphics were gone. The opening sounds were gone. The closing sounds, all of my custom stuff that was in cabinet view, completely reset to default. This has happened a couple of times. So yeah, I was getting quite annoyed. To the devs, fix this, get at least some of these bugs really fixed and real quickly here, because it's not that there's anything really bad about them. It's just really, really frustrating sometimes. So a lot of work actually, I lost a bit of work because of it. I deleted everything and just decided to redo this video. I did saves the changes and everything else. I'm just going to go over the other change that I made. And what it was a couple of days ago, one of the members, they were asking about having things like lights turn on at the very start of a game. This was pretty common, that they at least had a couple of lights that were turned on to show the player what the really important shots were at the start of the game. For instance, in my case, I have the center target here, and I want a little light for it to turn on so that I have a kickback. So that means if you hit the target, the player knows will light the kickback system. Oh yeah, I know. Fumble mouth today. Anyway, I didn't really want to create a new light object, so I sort of repurposed this light for it, but I'll show you what I did. It's actually very, very simple. All right, we'll just go in there. I created a new controller, a new logic controller called Ball Start. I added the switch here, the little trigger, the rollover wire as he calls it, and if you notice, it's pointed to the ball start. And then and with ball start, the only thing you really need to do is just tell it that it's a switch. I don't want this to score points. I don't want it to do anything other than just say that once this switch is on, do something. And in this case, turn on this light. And in case you don't know how to do this, or you missed the last video, all you do is you have ball start selected, you put your cursor over there, you hold the shift key, and then you just click the left mouse button and it will assign that light. So every time the ball pops out, it goes over the switch, this light will turn on. All right, very, very simple. And just in case you really wanted to know about assigning lights, well, you can just do that. And you can just assign that, and now I have 3 lights assigned to ball start. In fact, let me save it. I will try to remember. I have to. I keep forgetting that. I'm so used to future pinball and visual pinball after 22 years. Having to do different keys. So there you go. There's my table. Let's get a game started. Out comes the ball. Wait. There you go. There's your lights on. I should mention something. I have noticed another bug with this. If you notice right here, again, let me go into edit view here, so I can actually show you what I mean with my cursor. Apparently, star rollovers, it doesn't work with a star rollover. I think it's not really considered a light. It's considered like a trigger. This is already assigned to its own controller called top right, and apparently it's not daisy chaining. I'm not too sure even if the light is actually working. It may be just something that's not actually been coded in yet. But it's kind of a pain, but whatever, because you kind of want the star roller over to be turned on at the start of the game, right? So there you go. You can also do the same with. I haven't really had much time to test everything. I'm not too sure if you can do that with bumpers. Actually, why don't we try that? See if it works or not. Select ball start, and let's see if this works. Hold shift, click. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, each one seems to be selectable. Let's Control S. Let's go back to table mode. Let's do the view. Start a game. Wait a few seconds. Let's see what happens. Oh, there she is. The bumper's now light. Hey, that's very, very cool. So if I was doing the rules, I'm basically telling the machine, well, you know what, turn on the light for the little center target, turn on the lights if I want, which I can pretty much use as a skill shot, turn on the bumpers. And yes, you can have a lot of fun with this, and yes, you can, even keeping it to the Bally style. As an example, Bally did this all the time. But there were certain things that they always seem to do in the tables, and one is that they would assign the top rollovers to a bumper. So for instance, if the ball came in down here, this one would light. If the ball came down this bumper would light. Usually if it was just a free lane, the center would light the center bumper. But you know what, but if we can have both of these switches light the bumper, and if the bumper is lit, you get more scores, right? So we could do that pretty easily. That's a very, very Bally thing, but there's also all sorts of other things that you can use this for. I put the 2 lights up here and I turned them on because I'm kind of thinking maybe a skill shot would be very, very nice. It's a bit complicated with the way PinBuilder is now. I suspect that we're going to we're going to need a lot of controllers to be able to do that, because you got to put them on. You got to do a controller to look at those light states. In fact, you're probably going to need two of them, one for each of the switches, and that will look at that light state and give you the extra points. And then you're going to probably need another controller to turn those two lights off. So there you go. You know, there's to actually code that is probably a few hours. I think I'm going to need a little bit of time to figure it out properly, but I doubt it's going to take more than half an hour to do it in PinBuilder. Yeah, you know, I'm still being a little negative tonight, but you know, that's still a huge positive for me. It's the reason why I continue to spend as much time in PinBuilder, because it's just so much easier for the logic with PinBuilder. So what else do we have here? Well, I don't know. You know, I actually think that that we'll be starting the kickback very shortly. So yeah, we're going to get that done. I believe hopefully we're going to be receiving an update within the next few days. And I'm hoping that the bonus system is just a little bit more complete. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a lot of fixes for a lot of the bugs that the community has been reporting. A lot of the bugs are pretty minor, but there's a couple ones that really need to be fixed, like now. So I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the developers are going to do. But we'll see what else that they add to that, and if they expand the bonus count system, we'll probably work on that. I've been asking for a better way so that I can do advanced scoring. It's a pretty simple system, but used so many times throughout pinball. Then we'll probably do that, and then we'll start clearing up things. We'll do the target banks and the drop targets and things like that. And as to the other stuff, I have a feeling that they're going to probably require timers for me to be able to do. I definitely want a timed shot. As I mentioned, I wanted the ball, which is right there. And we put it back in edit mode because you can't move anything. I want the ball to come down. I want it to go down the flipper, and then I want to be able to light that target when it goes down the lane. And I want a time shot, and say have that light turn on for say 5 seconds. So it gives me time to shoot it with the flipper, and if I make it, I get a bunch of points, right? You know, it just adds a little bit more interest to the game. Other than that, I'm really not too sure what I'm probably going to start doing some more coding. I'm sorry for having to delete the other video. I'm still not in the best of moods, let's put it that way, but at least I'm in a better mood to record this. I was so pissed off about a couple of things. One was having to redo that loop yet again. And the amount of time that it actually takes just to get it to do what I wanted. And it's a really simple thing. It was just change the shot, but every time I changed it before, I had to add another object. It just completely and totally messed up, and I was just getting really, really mad. And you know, it didn't help that when I was recording that video, I went to the tab to show off what I just done, and when I came back, all of my custom graphics completely disappeared. And in fact, in cab mode, the back glass was gone, the play field, the apron, they all went right back to default. But I had just also put in a whole bunch of sounds, and it actually recorded it, and they are now completely blank. And when I was saying that there are some bugs that really, really annoy me, that's one, because to be honest, it's done it a couple of times already today. That's very annoying. That is very, very annoying. So if the developers are seeing this, yeah, if you want to not hear me rant about one thing over and over and over again, that would be one of them. So yeah. The other thing, there's been a lot of other bugs. I might as well, since I'm talking about bugs, let's show you a real good one here. Okay, as you can see, pressing W, the table goes up. If you press S, the table goes down. If you press A, it goes, well, that way. And if you press D, it goes that way, right? It's right, I guess. I've noticed several times that the play mode, they sort of a reverse direction. So in other words, if I press W, it's actually not going upwards, it's going downwards, and everything just seems to be swapped there. Now I've noticed that a couple of times. It doesn't seem to happen all the time, but it does happen. And this time I haven't been able to catch it on video. I did catch it on video once, but that video never actually was released. The other thing I've noticed, I had actually requested an overhead view. So let's show you it right there. Okay, this is the overhead view that you have, and as I said before, I can't even remember if I mentioned this, but I actually made the loop using this overhead view. It's 10 times better than trying to do it in 3D mode. But there is a problem with this, and I'll show it to you right now. I've got my mouse button held, and see what I am pressing keys, because you can see in logic mode, you can see all of the controller names are changing, right? But the screen, but the playfield is not. And I can't zoom in, I can't zoom out, I can't move the table left or right or up or down. And I don't know if that's actually been coded in, but there is another problem because of it. Hitting the O back, I get my table view. Now, I am pressing the W, A, S, D keys. I'm pressing the Q, I'm pressing the E key. The keys are completely and totally locked. I can't move this. I can't move the table now. All right. I think I can save. Yes, I can save. Now I need to tab out. Now let's tab back in. Hold the mouse button. There we go. Oh, and yeah, by the way, it also causes you to lose all of your custom textures. So there's actually, well, you know, you get a bonus, 2 bugs for the price of 1, right? So that's really something that's, again, you know, needs to be fixed. It's getting to be quite a list, huh, devs? Anyway, there you go. So, well, I hate to really end the video on that note, but you know what? I really don't have anything more to say. It is getting quite late. I am starting to get a little tired. I probably won't load this until the next day. I don't really want to stay up too much more later, but we'll see about the size of this video. In the meanwhile, I hope you had a really, really great day. My day actually wasn't too bad, to be honest. It's a beautiful day outside. But in the meanwhile, you know, have a great day. I hope you had a great day today. I hope you have an even better day tomorrow. And, well, happy pinball. Bye now.